It was a big win for us. It was a great crowd. It was nice to get that win at homecoming, and obviously it's nice anytime you're treading on new ground with first 5 wins, and so it seems like every time we do something, it's a first. So you got to make sure you guys are handling things properly, and not patting themselves on the back too much, and making sure we just continue to work and do the things that we've got to do to be successful. Any comment on McNeese? Because that's all everybody wants to know, right? McNeese is a great football team. We have a lot of respect for them, obviously, not just this year, but what they've been able to do with their program. I've said it before. I think the last year we played them, I said, that McNeese is a program over years has been a power in the FCS and the Southland Conference, and they're the program that if you're saying, well, who do we want to be like right now, it would be them. You want to have that national type of respect that they have, and the respect around the conference on a year in and year out basis, and they've done an unbelievable job, and they got a great football team this year, and their offense is unbelievable. They just got so many weapons and strengths, and the coach has done a great job accumulating the talent. And, I think they were supposed to have graduated a bunch of guys, and I don't know where they got this new crop of, but they're pretty daggum good. So defense has got a lot of speed on it, got a lot of playmakers. Secondary, their 2 inside guys are extremely active. There's not a lot of weak spots on this ball club. They are a great football team, and probably the best football team we've seen, obviously, this far this season. So we are going to have to play an exceptional ball game and play very well.
I've heard you say that you played TCU. How do you justify saying that this is the best team that you played? I mean, obviously that would be the team that you wonder about anyway.
I think that again, just on an execution standpoint, on everything that they do it very well. They don't turn guys loose. The quarterback's a very seasoned veteran. He doesn't make mistakes. He gets them in the right plays. He makes the right decisions with the ball. He don't take sacks. He gets rid of it in time. They're just a very efficient ball club from top to bottom, and they've got great players.
Coach, how is your team handling being ranked this week, and taking that excitement along with we haven't arrived yet, we still have a lot of work to do?
Yeah, well, again, since yesterday got ranked, and I haven't seen them as a team yet, so we were off yesterday, so I'll see them this afternoon. But those are the things that you got to do. You don't want to be an immature ball club and just being like that. We've arrived. We've got 4 tough games here in conference play, and we're going to have an opportunity to face 3 ranked opponents. So we're going to have a chance to prove ourselves, and if we don't prove ourselves, then you don't deserve to be ranked. I mean, so you got to go get it done on the field, and if it does, everything will take care of itself.
You talked about some of the things that McNeese is able to do offensively. So challenges that presents for you guys defensively, what are you guys going to have to do to kind of quell some of that?
Well, they're very physical up front. Got a great running back. It's going to start with the run game. So. And we've got to play more discipline than we have up till now. It's time for us. We've got to put everything together. We got to play disciplined football for 4 quarters and fit the runs right and be in your spots. We also got to make sure we do a great job of when it is passing situations, we got to grate some pressure on him. You got to, because if he sits back there all the time, he will pick you apart. So when that opportunity comes, we've got to be able to pin our ears back and go get him and be effective on that. I don't know if he's in a situation where you can go pressure him a bunch because he sees everything. If you pressure him a lot, he's going to hit you big. It's one of those things we just got to play, straight up football and go play it and make sure we've got to execute and make sure that we don't make mistakes. Because when you make mistakes against great football teams, they're going to make you pay the price for it. So that's a big part of it. I think defensively we've got to be real disciplined. Offensively, it's the same thing. We're going to have to they're going to play a lot of man coverage. They're going to shove guys down the box, stop the run. We're going to get some one-on-one coverage outside. Our receivers are going to have to make some plays. We're going to have to do a good job of recognizing the pressure and picking up the blitzes. And then we're going to have to find some ways to run the football.
What kind of challenge is Wiltz? A little shifty guy, running back.
He's really good. We played against him last year. He's good back. He's averaged about 120 a game. He's explosive. He can take it to. He's one of those guys that he can take it to the house if if he gets an open space. So I think this will be a huge part for us is really to make sure we got to get him before he gets going, because when he gets in space, he's pretty dangerous. So we're going to have to make sure we do a great job of run support, and I said a great job of fitting the runs, and we need to get him at the line of scrimmage and make sure we get to the point of attack and get him down.
Thinking at the beginning of the game Saturday and the end of the game are your teachable moments that maybe keep your team from getting too big headed because of the work to do.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can't have that kind of a start from
Right.
going forward.
Yeah.
Was that them? Was it you?
That was a lot of them, to be honest. They came out and did some different things, but that was a big part of it, making adjustments. They executed real well early, caught some balls, but I think the first part of it was them. They did a good job. I think you got to get to the point where the next step for this is you got to understand when you're the hunted and not the hunter. People are going to do some things different early in ball games, and you have to change game plans and be able to do that quickly. And we've seen the last couple of weeks that people changed a little bit, done some different things on us early on, and to try to get up. Like I said, we got to make adjustments fast. Our kids got to be flexible, and they've got to be able to stay calm and know that we're going to get the answers. Just and be patient.
Went down. I looked at some plays that you guys had last week, and I know early in the season you're talking about getting big plays, explosive plays.
Yeah.
Went back and looked, and there's about 11 or 12 plays that are over 20 yards for you, and
Right.
a couple of them came in big groups. What's working there to get those big plays going for you guys?
Well, it's been a little combination of everything. I mean, I think it started Saturday with us. The big explosive was Cody Sutton, breaks about a 30-yard run, got things going. But we've had explosive runs, Rasheed Harrell's explosive runs. We had some big passes, Isaiah Kepley, Tony McCray, Frugier. And we hit there's a lot of different people. And we I think right now we were playing very efficiently, hoping we'll continue that. Is that we're spreading the ball around, we're taking what they give us. We've got guys all across the board that can answer that, really. And, it's just taking what they give us, and opportunities come, make your play. I think we've got explosive weapons on the offensive side of the ball. So, just whoever their number gets called, and it's their opportunity to make them. But you got to continue to do that.
In your eyes, how has McNeese been able to build the program they've built over the years with the consistency that they've had?
I think usually when you start with that, anything building a program, you've got to have administration that's obviously committed to doing that and doing the things they got to do. They got a tremendous amount of support. I think last time, I checked a little bit on some stuff. I know that their quarterback club's about 200 deep. So they've got a tremendous amount of support in their community. They've got some financial backing. They built some nice, they got it all. They got the nice facility. They just built a brand new facility. And then once you build it, there becomes a thing of tradition and pride that you've got to keep it going. And that's what they've got right now. They got the players that feel that sense of tradition, pride. We're very well coached. If you're going to maintain success over a long period of time, it's not because you just recruit good players. You've got to have the things in place that you're dotting all the I's, crossing the T's in order to do it on a year in and out basis. There's a lot of people who come up with programs to be one-hit wonders, and you get good players that can win, but they can't maintain it, and it's because they're not built on a foundation. Obviously, they've done things right in the right way.
Your quarterback obviously came in with a lot of expectations considering where he came from and everything, but he's continued to play at a high level each and every week. Can you maybe just speak about he's even improved since the season opener for you guys? Oh
yeah, I said before, he's got better every week, just developing as a quarterback, a pocket quarterback, running the offense, audible and chicken in and out of plays, understanding things. He's more comfortable. He's throwing the ball very well right now, and he's getting healthier, so he's running now. He's running like he was. I think the best, I say this every time I talk about Brian. I think the best thing about him is his competitive nature and leadership skills. And I think he's done a good job of also honing that in as a quarterback. There's times when you can be, and there's times when you can't. But and not let your emotions take the best of you. And I think he's really developing on a week in and week out basis of being a top level quarterback.
Look at Stroud sitting there with 2 interceptions in this day's game. That's kind of an amazing number to me. How are they accomplishing that? What's behind that?
Well, you got a guy that's a veteran that's been in your system for a long time. They got a great run game, so he's not put himself in a lot of 3rd and 9s, 3rd and 10s, where people pin their ears back and seeing exotic coverage. They're not going to see a lot of that stuff. He's throwing the ball when they want to throw the ball, and he just makes good decisions. If it's not there, he's getting rid of it. He's not taking a lot of chances with the ball. He's pretty good.
I think the offenses are both kind of comparable in terms of an array of options for both quarterbacks. One that they have maybe a little bit better than maybe what you guys have is the tight end. How are they using him? What kind of a problem does he create for your defense? Which you haven't really seen a lot of tight ends this year, I don't think.
No, not the level he is. He's about 6'5", about 260, and can run. So he creates a little mismatch problems with your linebackers. I really expect them that they're going to try to get him matched up on linebackers. He creates a little bit of mismatch there on the run game. Be able to run with him. He creates a size advantage when he goes with the DBs. So he's a high level tight end, and he creates a lot of mismatch problems. So we're going to try to do it different ways, and hopefully it works.
What do you see? I mean, they always present challenges defensively, but what are you seeing here that these guys are doing well on film?
They get after you. I mean, they're a lot more aggressive, I think, on play calling than in the past. Playing a little more man, a lot more blitzing, and that's what they're doing. They're kind of stifling people at the point of attack. With getting, if you bring a guy in, they're bringing a guy in the box with them and doing that. I think they've got some really good safeties that do a great job of tackling in open space and blitzing. They can run, and they can tackle, and they're big-time playmakers.
14 interceptions.
Yeah, that's good. Again, that's just like I said. I think their secondary is pretty good, and they're playing man coverage, and they're playing tight. And when you do that, you force guys to put the ball in open windows. I mean, tight windows, and they're if you throw behind a receiver, it's an interception. You throw it too far ahead, it's incomplete. So.
You guys defensively, just looking at, I was talking to John about just huge numbers the last 2 games. I think you got close to 20 tackles in the last 2.
Yeah.
What's working there for him right now?
He's seeing things so much better. He's just now, I think, he worked really hard in the off season of understanding the defense and understanding where he fit and where things going, and he's put his time in the film room. He's doing all that stuff, and right now I think he's just, you're seeing that comfort level with him, and he's getting to play a lot faster because he knows what's happening and where he's supposed to be, and he's not having to learn, trying to think about his assignments, think about his jobs, and he's very instinctive. And so you're seeing him, Billy, his instincts are taking over a little bit more.
I was struck, the guy behind him has been pretty good. How much fun is it as a coach to watch those 2 guys? Because they're obviously, going at each other in a way, but being productive at the same time. Drew and him have been remarkable the last couple of games.
Yep, they're both high productive players. They both can run, physical, hit you. They play the game with a nasty intention. They get to the football. They both got great instincts. I think they're both great football players, and I hope they both can have an opportunity to play when they're done here. But they're both very productive for us right now.
How do they handle that little rivalry sort of competition for playing? Seems like
they handle it fine. We try to. That's, as I said, it's across the board. We try to. We're playing about 24, 25 defensive players right now, and that's just. I think early it's always players aren't used to that. But we try to explain to them the idea is to keep you fresh enough where you stay healthy, and that get you to play at a higher level when the plays you are in. So it's a method that we've used, and it's worked for us, and we're going to continue to use it. And I think now they understand it's allowing them to play at a much higher tempo when they play.
You talked about the depth that you guys have, and I think that's come into play the last couple of games. You guys have been able to kind of take advantage of that. But I know McNeese is going to be able to probably do the same thing with you guys. So how do you handle that this week?
I don't really know. I really haven't seen them play a lot of different players. O-line, D-line, they're not playing a bunch of different kids. I mean, I think they're mixing about 4 guys at linebacker and a couple guys in the defensive backfield. I think we'll play a lot more kids than they do. I really do. The biggest thing we're going to have to do is make sure we control the tempo of the ball game. I don't think this will have anything to do with depth. Once you get to game 9, unless there's an injury, it will have a thing to do with depth. I think both teams are. I mean, they're in great shape. They play the game hard. I don't see us. I don't see us being able to wear them down and things like that. But it just this game's going to be about executing and protecting the football.
Or are you guys health-wise? I know you were waiting on Caleb to come back last week.
No, he's done for the season. He'll be out. Yeah.
You expect your fans to travel?
I believe so. I know the LA has sponsored a bus, and so I think we're going to have a fan bus going, and all indications I'm getting that we're going to have a pretty huge following and people over on that side of the state. We're going to be over there, and we're going to have some people coming in from Texas as well. So I'm looking forward to. Hopefully, we're going to have a great crowd there and some green and gold and stands.
This is, you talk about, doing something different, something new every year. You're playing in a major game, national rankings, first place in the conference online. 2 years in, it strikes me that it happened fairly quickly that you were able to get this. What were some of the issues behind being in this point this quickly? And I mean, maybe it says something that there was something, the cupboard wasn't bare when you got here, but I mean, you've also kind of amended it. But how did you get here this quickly? And does that surprise you at all that in the second year you're at this level?
Yeah. I think I got a great coaching staff, and we've had an opportunity to be together for some time. That always helps, makes things speed up the process and work pretty quickly. I think they do. I think our coach staff's done a great job in recruiting and accumulating the talent that we need to be successful. But the biggest thing is probably that our players that are here, much like our fan base, were starving to win and absorbed everything we did like a sponge and wanted to be successful. And so. It took a little while, but then once they bought in, I think it's been full steam ahead. We're not where we want to be yet. We're on the road, and I try to tell the team this ain't it. We're just getting started, and we hope to play in a lot more of these type of games. We hope to be in this type of situation. Hopefully, we're going to play a couple more games this year. They're going to have an impact, mean something, and this is why you play the game. And I'm very thankful to the staff and the administration, everybody for pulling along, because to get like I said, to get where we are right now, there's a lot of other people on the sidebar that make the thing go. You all got to be on the same page to get to build a championship team. And I'm not saying we're a championship team yet, but if you're going to do that and compete for it, you've got to. There's going to be a lot of things that have got to be done right, and ideally, if you're going to sustain it, there's a whole nother level you got to be looking at.
You've kind of had a front row seat to watch it. And I'm always amazed that a quarterback comes in and can do some things to a program that's kind of down on its luck, and team rallies around him and starts to play better. And I'm just thinking that Brian Bennett's done a pretty good job too.
Yeah.
In addition to Reed.
Yeah, very proud of him too. Yeah, he's done a great job, and he like says every week's a learning basis for him, and but I'm very proud of him.
Have you ever coached him? I mean,
Baseball.
Baseball.
Yeah.
That's got to be kind of a tough deal.
Yeah. I try to stay away from the football thing as far away as I can.
Does he come to you?
A little bit. Yeah. Yeah.